Hello. Hello, baby. This will be a very good, interesting live. Hold on for a second. Let me make sure that I'm live. Please come on. Please come on in. I'm looking at a comment that somebody just, you know. Okay. All right. So it is kind of late. This is a surprise live. A lot of you like when I do that. And there's some things I want to talk about. Okay, it says that no one is here yet. The notifications. Oh, I got four people in here. Okay. Don't be shy, y'all, to say anything in the chat. All right. Notifications, I guess, are going out. I'm not sure. Hopefully so. And as you can see, we're going to talk about some things that's been going on. LeBron James, Myron Gaines, and something tragic that happened, and a few more topics as usual. Let me put in the chat. I'm going to pin it to please get those likes up when you come in. Please get those likes up. It affects the algorithm. Those likes up. All right. Give me a quick second. I miss the days I used to play some music. We used to wait. We used to wait a good 5 minutes for the notifications to come out and play some music to get the show going. So it's a little bit awkward now that I don't have my music anymore. Okay. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and get started talking about some of these things, and you can watch the replay. You know, you can watch the replay to see if you missed anything. All right, so let's start off. What do I want to talk about first? I want to talk about. I think I want to talk about LeBron. Hey, indulgent gratitude. Hey, Yolanda. Okay, so someone had asked me what is my opinion about LeBron James. I've always given my opinion about this man. He is not my type at all. I think he was lucky to pull Savannah. She's very good looking. And she was with him when they were in high school. He got married under pressure because he was humiliating her by pumping her up with all those kids and didn't marry her. He decided to do the right thing and marry her. They claim he has side pieces. I personally believe it, but they are married front and they have been going strong together. So now he has said something that has black women shaking their head because a man of his stature, a man of his caliber, who has made it, I think he's like a billionaire. He married Savannah, a beautiful black woman, and she's living the life. At least that's how a lot of people feel as a wag, wives and girlfriends of basketball players and football players. And basically, he said that, well, he has an issue with a woman not working, being a stay at home wife or something. I didn't see the clip. I'm going to play the clip and we're going to look at it. But look at this picture. Look what it says behind him. It says the Ham something museum. I couldn't help but think of the curse of Ham, the biblical curse of Ham. They say it's on the black man. And when I hear black men talking like this, I'm like, is this the curse of Ham up in here? Okay, not wanting your woman to be able to rest, this damn curse of a mentality that runs amok amongst so many of them. It's just disgusting to me. But I'm not going to go in yet until I see what the hell he said on this damn show. Okay, let's see. Hold on for a second.
I think personally, me today, if I was not in a relationship today, I could not have a stay at home woman. It's not like for me, who I am at 40 and what I got going on, just coming home and just seeing somebody just sitting on the couch every day, just sitting there, just chilling. Like that wouldn't float for me. I think personally, me today,
Hold on. So, you know what's interesting? He said today, if things were different and at the age of 40, he can't come home to seeing his wife just sitting down. What the fuck is wrong with black men that so many of you black men have such a fucking problem with seeing black women rest or a woman rest? First of all, you know damn well she hasn't just been sitting her ass down. How has your house been cleaned? Who's cleaning your house? You come home and your house is clean. Who the fuck cleaned that house? You come home, your laundry's done. Who the fuck did the laundry? You come home and dinner is already made, or I'm cooking dinner. Who the fuck is cooking it for you? You want your dick sucked or you want some pussy? Who's giving it to you? And I'm not getting an orgasm. So don't sit up here and try to pretend in front like women don't do shit. Because last time I checked, when you bring your ass home, your house looking all clean and spotless. And if you see my ass sitting down because I got that shit done before you came home and I'm resting, shut up. The fuck out of here. The fuck, and it's always a black man. It's always like you don't see no Asian, no Arab, no Indian, no Hispanic man always complaining about a woman having the title of stay-at-home wife. A lot of them take pride in that. They know that woman is not just sitting there. I mean, who like they say, is it elves doing the work around the house? When you come home and that house looks good, who the fuck do you think made it look that way? If your house is decorated, who did it? But if you see me sitting down when you come home from work, you're so bothered. What is up with black men wanting us to work like we're on some plantation? Why do you need to see me breaking my back like you? Why are you so upset with manhood? So many. I don't give a fuck if he rich like him or not. What's wrong? What is up with this mentality with so many of them? I don't give a damn if your mother worked like a fucking dog. I'm not your fucking mother. And I'm not going to be worked like a fucking dog. Understand that shit. I'm cursing tonight. Understand that you're not muling me. This ain't the plantation days. Black women been working since the days of slavery. It's our time to rest. And it's interesting because black men are always comparing us to white women, saying be more like white women, be more docile, have a better temperament, and all this other shit. Well, white women come from a culture where a number of them got to rest. And the black women were cleaning their floors and breastfeeding their babies and taking care of their husbands and shit. You want us to, so many of you claim we need to be more like white women, some of you out here. And I have those traits, the whole girly stuff and soft and feminine, but y'all don't want it when it comes to actually sitting down and maybe having a maid or not working as hard. I don't understand what is wrong where black men always feel black women got to work extra hard or you just can't sit down. You can't relax because I got to work. What are you mad you got to work? You mad you got to work? I think a lot of black men mad they got to be men. They're mad they got to take care of somebody. They're mad they got to pay bills. Baby, all you do is run around with a basketball and shoot hoops and getting paid millions of dollars. Okay? So what if I want to stay at the house, get my nails done, and go to the spa? The Jewish women get to do it. Why the fuck can't a black woman live like a Jewish woman? Or an Arab woman and shit. You know what I'm saying? Why can't we experience the life of resting and pampering ourselves? Black men have a problem at the thought of a black woman living like a queen. Y'all run around calling us that queen bullshit, but you don't want us to live like a queen. Queens have maids and servants. Queens get to go get their hair and nails done. Queens don't have to break their neck talking about we're queens and all that other shit, but yet you want me fucking working like a dog like you all the time. Get out of here with that bullshit. I said what I said. And I'm tired of it because this man has a huge influence and he's messing up the minds of other black men. And I'm sorry to say, you have a lot of black women that go along with this shit. If you want to work like a dog, go ahead. If I don't feel like it, I don't feel like it. I'm already cleaning the house and taking care of you and doing your laundry and fucking you all over the house and stuff. Give me a fucking break. Shit. Excuse me. Excuse my language. Sorry, y'all. Not saying I wouldn't want to sleep with my man, but you get what I'm saying? Like the audacity that they act like we don't do anything. Go clean the house then your damn self. Go decorate yourself. Do your own fucking laundry. Um, you know? Iron your own damn clothes. Do your own damn appointments. Go make some babies yourself. Go breastfeed yourself and deal with the menstrual cycle. Go cook your own damn food and figure out how to do it right and learn how to cook rice. So that's what he said, and a lot of women are not feeling it. You know, you know, a lot of women aren't feeling that. So, okay, so that's pretty much what I wanted to share with LeBron. He can miss me with the bullcrap. Please, LeBron. Please, 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 please. Mm-mm.
I really truly wish the music industry would stop trying to recreate Aaliyah in different girls. I don't think they do any of the girls any justice when they try to recreate Aaliyah through them. Matter of fact, I think they halt and hurt their careers when the music industry does that to them. I get it. Aaliyah was the prototype of 16 to like 24 of that tomboyish, funky look, very stylish. Um, I get that that worked for Aaliyah, but the reason it worked for Aaliyah because that was her authentic self. That's who Aaliyah was. You know what I'm saying? Like you can tell Aaliyah was comfortable in that state. Every other girl they have done this to, it looks forced. Am I lying? It looks forced with every other girl. It you can kind of tell when they put these girls out here and they start to do things. It's like, oh, you're trying to do the Aaliyah thing. Here goes the Aaliyah thing again. And we already know what it is. The reason why Rihanna, Sierra, uh, Beyonce can break through is because they go a different route. I think every girl they do that tomboyish, funky, carefree thing with, we're always going to compare it to Aaliyah because that was her niche. That was her thing. And I just think the industry tries to do that. They did it with Cassie. They did it with the new girl Tyler. They did it with Tinashe. They did it with Noemi. They do this with these girls, and they actually end up hurting the girls' careers instead of just letting them girls be who they are. Stop trying to push them into this lane because the first thing that's gonna happen, people are gonna compare them to Aaliyah, and they gonna be like, "Oh, she ain't the real Aaliyah."
Leave a heart if you think he's telling the truth. You know, there is only one Aaliyah, but Aaliyah did influence the tom girl, tomboy, tom girl style, and that's always going to stay. That's a major part of R&B and hip hop and Black American streetwear culture. So it's never going away. You're going to see that. You know, I see it. I haven't seen anyone who really reminds me of Aaliyah other than I would say Sierra. Sierra somewhat reminds me of Aaliyah, but not fully as far as the dance moves, the style, the outfits. Tyler, just a tad bit, just a tad bit. But I didn't really see that with Cassie or Tinashe or Normani. I felt like they had their own style, but there hasn't been an Aaliyah since Aaliyah, and there never will be another Aaliyah. I think the industry would love to be able to capture that again, but I don't think they will be able to. Sort of like with Michael Jackson. You're never going to get another Michael Jackson. You're never going to get another Sade. You're never getting another Whitney Houston. You're never getting another Mariah Carey. You're never getting another Celine Dion. You're never getting another Selena. It's just you're never getting another Madonna. It's just one of those type of things. So it's her aura, her essence, her style. Um, you know. Plus, they don't have Timbaland. Timbaland and Aaliyah together, just the type of music they produce, you just don't hear it. Like, it was, Aaliyah had her own sort of style with music, you know, her and Timbaland and Missy and Playa, you know, Static Major, rest in peace to him. So, I think they're just looking for the new it girl, period. Like I said, the last superstar to me, honestly, was Rihanna. The last three superstars I can really think of is Beyonce, Rihanna, and Taylor Swift as far as pop music. Other than that, they're trying to bring a new star in. They tried with Taylor McGray and all that other stuff. It just hasn't been working that much. Tyler does make some pretty good music. Tinashe is very underrated, and she thinks that it's because she's biracial that this happened to her. I'm like, but a high amount of women in the industry are biracial, so that is not it. Normani did not make it. Tinashe didn't make it. Cassie was sabotaged by P. Diddy, even though her first album was really good. So Sonia said there's no real soul singing these days. That's the problem. That is, a lot of them, no, a lot of them don't. They don't have it. They don't do those runs. They don't have that flavor. They're missing the flavor. It seems very forced, and the industry just changed so much with the streaming ruining things. People don't buy CDs, music videos, BET. I mean, everything has just gone down. So that's why you see the industry looking the way that it does. Okay, so let's see the next thing. Okay. uh Vanyar says no. I would say Lauryn Hill is the greatest of all, but she's not the last superstar. The last superstars in the 2000s, like the late mid 2000s, late 2000s, was really Beyonce, Rihanna, and Taylor Swift to me. Lauryn Hill was before them. I'm not talking about race and skin tone. It's about the last superstars of the millennial age. And there ain't been none, really. Lauryn Hill again was out during the 90s. I mean, I'm talking big stars, mega stars. And Lauryn Hill was big, but I'm talking mega star. Beyonce, people compare, now, she is not Michael Jackson. She is not. But people love to compare Beyonce as like the Michael of this era. I disagree, but some people say that Taylor Swift is huge. They have $1 billion, $1 billion in money and mega sales. Yeah, Whitney was too, but she died in the early like 2000s. I'm talking about who are the last superstars we've seen from the 2000s, the mid to late 2000s. There ain't been none really except Beyonce, Rihanna, and Taylor Swift. That's big. I can't really name any. Whitney came before them. Mariah came before them. They still holding. Mariah's still holding on, but it's not. You know what I'm saying? Okay, 24% of recently married black men have a spouse that is not black or a different ethnicity. White men only 12%. 12%. So 24%. That's damn near, well, that's one fourth basically, once you round it, it's one fourth. Black men are only 6% of the population. They say black people, black men and women, are 13% of the US population. People say that's a lie, but that's what they say. That would mean that, I mean, I'm not going to round off stuff. Let's just say black men are just 6%, even though 6 and 6, is not 13, but just round it off 6 and something. Leave it at 6%. Black women 6%, plus more a little bit, and black men 6%. And yet, out of black men are the least married men in America, and the few that are getting married, 24% of them out of the 6%. 24% out of that 6% are married to women who are not black. I have to congratulate black men. They're the only racial group of men who willingly are going to wipe themselves out of existence. No one had to make it happen. They're the only group. This doesn't come from colonization or slavery. That's what makes it unique. It's not like the old days, like in Latin America, the Caribbean, and America, how all of that mixing happened. That was a different situation. This time in 2026, these guys are willingly doing it. And my thing is this: I interracially date, so I'm not going to dog them out for it, but they're the ones on the internet dragging their race of women for filth in front of everyone why they don't choose their women. 150 reasons. they're the ones who are known to practice a hierarchy within their own race before they decided to date other full on women not black. Okay? They're the ones who like to claim that their biracial sons are black men. I have a news flash for you, black men out there. Yes, your biracial sons are fine as fuck, and I love a lot of them. They look really good, and I don't mind fucking with them. They look really good, really, really sexy, a lot of them. The thing is, though, is that you're so delusional with this one drop rule bullshit that you're always trying to claim that your sons are black men because, oh, well, you're black. Honey, your biracial sons don't look like you. Do y'all not know that? They don't look like you. They look good as shit, most of them, a good portion, but they don't look like you. They have a different phenotype and different hair texture than a good portion of y'all asses. They look different. A Dominican man don't look like you on average. Get what I'm saying? So you can stop with this bullshit like you taking over the world or you are making the black race increase because, well, I made black sons with white women. So I'm going to impregnate all these white and Asian and Latino women, and my race is still growing because it's by the seed of the father, and I'm black. Yeah, your fine ass mixed race, fine ass sons still don't look like you, bitch, in case you don't know. And that's okay. But y'all seem to live in some delusion that you honestly think you're producing the same exact race as you. This is what's concerning. Y'all think y'all are mentally ill. I mean, I've seen. What? Y'all are going, they're wiping themselves out, and that's fine to me. My thing is that they actually live under a delusion that they're not. They truly believe that they're increasing the black American race by giving their sons non-black mothers who don't know anything about black American culture, cannot cook like a black American woman, half of them, don't know anything about the culture, and your sons and your daughters are not even being raised with that. You could have done that, but a lot of them choose not to. I've seen the insane, tragic stories all over TikTok every single week. Y'all are even impregnating racist white women, calling your children the damn N word because y'all don't care where you stick your penis. A good portion of you. So, interracial dating has always been here. It will continue to be here, and that's okay. My thing is that I want black men to take accountability and responsibility and actually just admit that they are wiping their ethnicity away. You are creating a lot of biracial children who are having problems because y'all are choosing some women who don't know anything about your culture, don't care to know, don't like your women, just like you, hate their own biracial kids if they don't look a certain way, or hate you and call their kids the N word, have issues with black women and say, oh, I've seen all of it. And I'm not saying this is the case for all of them, but it's a significant amount. And you want to parade around like, oh, you made black children. You said you didn't like black women. So how do you have a black daughter? You said you didn't like black women. So how can you go to a Chinese woman, an Asian woman, a Hispanic woman, a white woman, and now your daughters, oh, these are black women? You said you ain't like black women. You said you wanted your daughter raised under a different culture of women that you felt was better suited to raise daughters. And newsflash again, your sons and shit, they don't look like you. They might be beautiful, a number of them, but they don't look like you. And that's the part that I think you're in denial about because you want to. Yeah, a lot of black people in general do this. You get the fuck out of here with some of that stuff. I'm sorry. Like, I don't have issues with some people if they identify as black, but to pretend like everybody just looks the same, that's a fucking lie from the pit of hell. Okay? Your biracial sons look different, baby, than you. Good portion. They look good as a motherfucker, but they look different from you. So, and they have issues, some of them. A lot of black women's children with men not black, they still will date a black woman. They know their culture. They don't have so many mental problems from what I've observed, some of them. And I'm not going to say some are better than others. I'm not trying to pit anyone against each other. You know what I'm saying? but it's just something I have to say. So the black man is the only group of men that I've known of in this century that willingly erased his own ethnicity, created a new phenotype because the certain facial features are going to get watered down even more, and they don't want to admit that. You have black people who swear to God that a Dominican looks exactly the same. That's a fucking lie. A good portion of the time, as long as they got brown skin, they're black. Black people always do this. Oh, they have melanin. I don't care. I see so many videos of black people going to India, confused that Indian people can tell you're not Indian. But we have the same skin tone. So what? They don't look like you. You don't look like them. They can tell. You never heard of facial features? You never heard of bone structure and a facial feature and hair texture? That's what makes race. That's how we can tell what race can be. That's what it is, not your skin tone. When I see black people doing that, going to India, I don't understand why they looking at me, because you don't look like them. But we have the same skin tone, yeah, but you don't look like them. And black people do this all the time. Every time somebody got brown skin, we're the same. You're not the same. I can tell looking at his fucking face that's a different race than you. Y'all have a completely different bone structure and facial features and hair. Like what? But they want to pass off everybody as just being black now. Even all their sons, like your son got green. Yes, we make all colors in America because of our mixed background, but even within that, you can still have a more different phenotype with the biracial kids. You can tell damn near 90% of the time. I don't care what skin tone they are. You can tell by the bone structure and their facial features and hair textures. Like, stop playing with people. And just because we produce different looks within the race because of that type of shit doesn't change the fucking facts. Child. I remember this Dominican woman had her DNA test done on TikTok. You could tell she was mixed by looking at the damn woman. She just had brown skin. Her damn results came back over 50%. She was like 60% European, and this black guy was all in shock. Like, what? How could that be? But her skin is brown. Do you not see her face and her hair? You don't know what a mixed woman looks like? Like, are you serious? Please, child, get some help. It's a black washing going on. But anyway, so black men are the least married race of men. They're only 6% of the US population, and 24% out of this tragedy don't even have a black wife. I don't think a good portion of black men deserve to live on. They deserve to be wiped out. And I'll date one of your fine ass biracial sons. They look good, a good portion of them. So I ain't got no issue with it as long as he don't have your mentality. So, I mean, it's just a damn shame. Van Varna says the Hebrew Israelites subscribe to the one drop rule stuff. Yeah, that's how I figured out what was going on with them Hebrew Israelites. You see, them Hebrew Israelites was fucking everything. They was having kids with everybody, and they were saying that they kids were Hebrew Israelites. And that's why all you got all these different looking people and shit, because they was fucking everybody. That's what's going on. They still believe in that shit. Mm, mm, mm. Salt and Pepper says to have your wife not having to work should be a flex. It should be, but for some of these black men, it's not. That just shows you their mentality. A lot of them is tragic. It's just tragic to be that rich and still. I mean, it's just tragic. So, as a matter of fact, hold on. It says, according to the Pew Research, 24% of recently married black men have a spouse that's not black, compared to 12% of black women. Okay. It says that it makes black newlyweds one of the largest gender disparity in intermarriage rates in the United States. Let me read that again. 24% of recently married black men have a spouse that's not black, compared to 12% of recently married black women, making black newlyweds one of the groups with the largest gender disparities in intermarriage rates in the United States. By comparison, 11% of recently married white men and 10% of white women have a spouse of a different race. So black men have 24% and white men only did it at 11%. Okay. Black men ain't playing, baby. They telling you. They said they ain't getting no black woman, and they mean that shit. So I hope black women stop begging and crying. Especially you look good, get you a man. Don't matter what his race is, because black men don't give a damn. They now left black women behind. I mean, but these women are marrying broke black men, middle class black men, and rich black men. All of them. And these women don't care that they dog their own women out. They don't care how disrespectful they are all over the internet to black women. They still fucking with them. I question some of these women not black while they fucking with some of these black men. The way that they treat black women is disgusting. So y'all better get a clue because black men have divested. Black men divested a long time ago. So, okay. Speaking of that,
So Nia Long has two sons. Her oldest is with Masai Dorsey and her youngest is with Iman Udoku, or however you say his name. But she just came out and said that her sons will not receive their inheritance or be cut out of her will if they, one, have a kid out of wedlock, or two, have a kid with a white woman. Now, I get you not wanting them to have kids too young, and I get that you not wanting them to have kids not in a stable environment. But Nia Long herself chose to not be married. She chose not to marry both of those men that she had kids with. She literally said that she does not believe that marriage is needed to prove love, or marriage, or you don't have to be married to be in a loving, committed relationship. So my thing is, why would you try to force that on your kids? Maybe they don't want to be married. They never seen you married, or they believe what you believe. They believe that marriage is not necessary to prove love or be in a committed relationship. And then the white woman thing is just crazy. You can't force your kids to date a certain way. A lot of parents try to do it, but I mean, like, at the end of the day, they gonna fall in love with whoever they fall in love with. So
this definitely surprised me, and it's true. Nia Long did say that she never saw a successful marriage and you didn't need marriage. I guess she changed her mind. She sees what's going on with black men. She sees it. Her son, her older son, is so handsome. And she said, it says here that they will not get the money, their inheritance, Nia Long, that she will not give her sons the inheritance, the money, if they have kids out of wedlock and if they have kids with a white woman. Damn, I wouldn't, Lord, I understand what she's trying to do because so many black men who have wealth are not marrying black women. But I wouldn't want to force my son to choose a black woman. I would feel like pity or something like, damn, I had to force my son to marry a black woman. I want him to if he's going to marry a black woman, I want him to marry a black woman because he actually wanted a black woman, not because I'm going to give you an ultimatum. If you don't marry a black woman, but she didn't say black though. She said she couldn't be white. So I don't know. But she's trying to stop them from doing what, all the other black men in her circle and who have that type of money keep doing. She's trying to change it. My thing is that could they resent her for it? Because they might not only be attracted to black women. I don't believe in because look, as somebody who likes different races, I'm not gonna be told who I can like and be attracted to and who I can date or sleep with. That ain't happening. Like I'm not letting nobody do that to me. Um, but to be honest, this does happen in other families. There are people who are not black who do this all the time. They don't leave the money to the kids if they don't have a wife. If they're gay, they do stuff like that. Um, and some of them probably do say, you can't bring home a black wife. I wouldn't be shocked at all to find out something like that. So, let's see. Sonia says she's not forcing anything, but she is giving an alternate. It's like, well, you're not going to get this money if you have kids out of wedlock and if you have kids with a white woman. I said, damn, I can't. Um, okay, let's see. Nia Long's youngest son's father is half African and half white. So she created a child with a man whose father married a white woman, but she doesn't want her son with a white grandmom to marry white. Floyd, this is very common. These type of mentalities is very common. People who have issues. I call it a form of mental health issues. Let's see. So, so that's something new we found out. Speaking of money and jobs, it says that 1 in 3 American men are not working or looking for a job. The male labor force participation rate dropped to 67%. Damn, 1 in 3 men in America, they're not working and they're not even looking for a job. They're on the couch living in some woman's house. 1 in 3, baby. That is not a little bit, baby. I said, oh my God. The men is just going downhill. But I keep hearing that the job market is really bad out here. It does suck really bad. It does, but some men don't want to work. They don't. Let's see. Salt and Pepper says Asian and white people have those same demands of their children. Why is it seen as negative for Nia? I think anybody telling their children who they can date racially, they're wrong. You can't tell me who I can date. Shit, especially I'm grown. I'm not gonna have nobody telling me who I can date or be attracted to. Just because you're my parent don't give you a say on that. I don't believe in that. That's my life. That's how I feel. Um, Mr. Universe says F a job, start a business. Said, well, damn, this doesn't look good for women. This is when you see the men falling apart. A lot of women don't even care to have a man anymore, but some still do want a man. And this is what's out here. This is getting bad, ladies. It's getting bad. Okay. Also, I had to share this. I couldn't hold this in. This is Cardi B's baby daddy, Stefan Diggs. The man is gay. I'm saying it. I believe he is gay. No one can convince me that this man is not dipping it in with men. He ain't. You can't. No one can tell me this man don't date men. I'm sorry. Do you see this? This is who Cardi B is dating. It's getting so bad. It's getting so bad. This is who women are going to. The man got. Is this a pink pocketbook? Look at that pose. I can see it. I can see it. I see it as clear as day. I see it as clear as day. This man is not only into women at all. He's not. No one is going to convince me this is a full on straight man that she chose. Mm-mm-mm. Speaking of that,
Female vaginas are disgusting.
No, they're not.
Do you eat vagina? Exactly.
You suck dick? Exactly. I mean, what was that supposed to prove aside from the fact that you think vaginas are disgusting? You know? And if that's really the case, I mean, I got some news for you, buddy. Also, why the distinction in female and vagina? I mean, what does a male vagina look like? You? Because you're a pussy? Actually, you just implied that vaginas aren't synonymous with a single gender. Uh-oh. Are you woke?
Female vaginas are disgusting.
No, they're not.
Do you eat vagina?
first of all, Myron, I can't stand this guy. First of all, it's nobody's fault if you eat stink pussy. I'm getting tired of all women being lumped together. If you eat on coochie that ain't been washed and it got a smell to it and it's nasty, that ain't my problem or fault. Or if her butthole ain't been cleaned and your face is down there and she stink, whose fault is that? That's not my fault. So because you've had a bad experience, but then again, I don't think that he is straight. He is gay. Guilty angel, the man, he is gay. I saw a picture of him floating on the internet. He was in bed with a man. He was in bed with a man. I saw the picture. And at some festival, hugged up on a dude, hugged up behind him. This man hates women with a passion. with a passion. Okay? But he also got checked recently. He's always talking about black American women. Now, from what I hear, he's Sudanese. Sudanese people are African, but they like to deny that they're African. They don't want to say that they're black people, even though they are black people. People say, oh, that's Arab. What the fuck is an Arab at the end of the day but a mixed person? That's all it is. Mixed people in Africa. They half black, half some other stuff. So the Sudanese people, I consider them to still be a part of the black race. They from Africa, and they look like some of our cousins. Some of them, depending on how your family looks. So, you know, but he can go ahead, Sudanese and all this other shit. I know that he has an obsession with black American women. He's always going in on black American women constantly as if we're some sort of monolith, and he's anti-women, period. So I want to show you something where a white man got tired of him trying to convince white women to act a certain way. He basically, the white man said, stop talking to our women and keep white women's name out your mouth.
You're not white.
Sorry.
We don't need you talking to white women, trying to interact with them at all.
And that's the problem.
Right off
That's the problem. I don't need to be white to give a. See, here's the thing. You're behaving like a black person now. You're chimping out. You're literally behaving like a white person. You are behaving like a black person. So here's the difference. See, here's the funny part.
Not your women, Myron.
When I criticize black people, they'll sit there and say stupid shit like you're saying. You're not black, so you can't criticize us. You're doing the same chimp out shit right now.
You're grifting.
Because
Well. Next question. See ya.
You're not white.
Sorry.
We don't need you talking to white women, trying to interact with them at all.
and that's the problem.
Right off
That's the problem. I don't need to be white to give a. See, here's the thing. You're behaving like a black person now. You're chimping out. You're literally behaving like a white person. You are behaving like a black person. So here's the difference. See, here's the funny part.
Not your women, Myron.
When I criticize black people, they'll sit there and say stupid shit like you're saying. You're not black, so you can't criticize us. You're doing the same chimp out shit right now. Because
So the white man told him, white women are not your women. So why do you keep trying to talk to my women about what they need to do and stuff? Why don't you worry about your own women? And he said, well, they say I'm not black. And he said, yeah, you're not. You are a grifter. You are grifting, Myron. So, but at the end of the day, what is an Arab? For real, for real. People just say that word. They are African. They're Arab people are mixed people. They're black and white from Africa, speaking the Arabic language. In my opinion, they mix with all types of shit and black. That's why some of them got curly hair and afros, and some of them do look related to some of us up over here. I'm just saying, even though it might be a different region, those are ancient mixed people. Okay, hold on. And I know some people might get mad, but come on, it's right there. A lot of Arabs are African. They're mixed race from a long time ago. And they started only sleeping with each other, which is why they built up a very strong phenotype that's very similar to each other. Just like with Ethiopians and stuff. Now, they're not all Eurasian. Some of them look just like any other half black person you see in America with afros and shit. I've seen it. They're diverse. Some of them look Dominican. Good portion of them look Dominican, and Dominicans are black, white, and native. This was absolutely terrible. And you know what I noticed with this picture? What do you notice? There are no women, a bunch of men. She was surrounded by a bunch of men. See that in that circle? Look at that. They threw her off the fucking bridge, seeing that the rope wasn't tied to her and didn't say a damn thing. So it says she was 21 years old. She was Brazilian. She was thrown to her death when the workers forgot to attach the cord. She was bungee jumping off the bridge. They didn't attach the cord. but someone was recording and showed that the cord wasn't attached to her, and they threw her down. She didn't know that the cord wasn't on her, and the man behind, they're not even paying attention. Can you imagine? And threw her to her death. The man is, I mean, this is absolutely horrible. Imagine what she was going through. You think that the cord is going to bring you up, and they're dropping her all the way to her death. It says, okay, she was thrown to her death when workers forgot to attach the cord. This happened on Saturday, June 13th. Maria Rodriguez, 21, she was participating in a rope jump activity. Okay, and the three instructors lifted her in a Superman pose and pushed her off a 40-meter high structure without attaching the safety cord. She fell to the ground and died instantly. Oh my God. Oh my God. 6 people linked to the organization were arrested. The 3 men who physically carried out the jump, okay, were charged with homicide with eventual intent. You know what? Hold on. Yeah, I think that it was intentional because the fact that a person was recording the rope not being attached to her and didn't say anything, and they didn't even check or see a rope and just threw her off. Oh my God. Softer Side of C says that doesn't even look like a bungee cord. It looks like a regular cord out of a store. Look how thin it is. My God, now she's gone. Rest in peace to her. I'm not doing any of that. Leave a heart if you are not going bungee jumping. I'm not going bungee jumping, baby. So don't ask me because I'm not doing it. I'm not going on no roller coaster. I'm not going bungee jumping, and I'm not going camping. Okay? This is not happening.
I'm 19 years old, married, no degree, no 9 to 5, and I'm exactly where I want to be. Let me answer all your questions.
When I was a teenager, marrying an older, wealthy man would have been my absolute wet dream. And the reality is that I did not know what a wet dream was because I was raised in Christian purity culture. But I would have gladly gotten married at the age of 19. And I wanted to be chosen. I wanted to be picked from amongst the girls around me. And for a period of time, I actually was interested in a man that was 10 years older than me. But the thing is, it's not this girl's fault. It is her parents' fault. It is his parents' fault. It's the community around them. It is their fault. Because now, at the ripe old age of 35, which is still basically 3 in adult years, I've seen the devastation that early rushed marriages can bring. And truthfully, I consider myself very fortunate because I met my husband at 30. We got married when I was 31. And unlike my friends, some of my friends who got married at 20, 21, 22, their marriages fell apart. Divorces happened, really horrific, long, awful marriages happened. And very, very few people experienced the promises of this rich, fulfilling marriage that purity culture offered. And what this girl is showcasing is this kind of like idealized vision that some, maybe 5% of people get to experience, which is being taken care of by this older, wealthy, protective man buying Chanel shoes, sitting in an expansive closet, which is what her TikTok shows. Meanwhile, she gets to take care of the home and do hospitality, which she joyfully loves to do. But that is a fantasy. That is a lie. That even if that is real and true for her, she has no idea what her future marriage will play out to be. I truly, truly wish the best for her as this brand new, little tiny, barely legal adult wife. But for so many people, that whole thing is fake. It's a mirage. It's not real.
I'm 19 years old, married, no degree, no 9 to 5, and I'm
Well, this video was starting to circulate very quickly, and she turned her account off because she was not ready for the public's opinion. But basically, she said it. She says she's 19. She is not going to get her degree. She's not going to work. Her husband is 29 years old. And from what I hear, he's very wealthy. I believe he's Jewish and very wealthy. And some said she comes from money too. I'm not sure. But she says she's hosting. She is doing everything she wants to do, cooking for her husband, the dream. But how many times have we seen right on TikTok trad wives saying it was a nightmare, usually ending up divorced by 30 or 40 years old and left with nothing because there was no prenup. I feel like if she has a good prenup and he will leave her with a house, a car, and money, especially for every child that she has for him, then she will be good if they get divorced. But you cannot be, no, today, you cannot be so confident being married at 19, not having anything. She has nothing. And getting married, this man could, like someone said, he can divorce her anytime and she is assed out. Unless she really does come from money, then she will be okay if she has enough money to sustain herself. But I hope she didn't get married without a prenup, because if she dedicates all of her youth to him, which she's already doing, and he ups and leaves or cheats on her, and she's not going to get anything from the divorce, oh my God, this is going to be a nightmare. It's going to be a nightmare. So I hope that doesn't happen to her. Okay, I hope that doesn't happen to her. Speaking of craziness, hold on. In New York City, lawmakers passed a bill to replace gendered terms like mother and father with gestating parent and non gestating parent in the state domestic and family court laws. So they don't want us to be called mother and father anymore. They want to take away acknowledging a man and a woman as mother and father, gestating parent and non-gestating parent, because the trans are having babies and all this crazy shit going on. So let's see. It says that they have passed a bill in New York that would replace several gendered family law terms, mother and father, and paternity. They want gender neutral language in parts of state law. Okay, the legislation Senate bill is now awaiting action from Governor Kathy Hochul. If signed, the bill will update language across areas of New York law dealing with family court, domestic relations, parentage, child support, and related legal proceedings. Under the bill, the word paternity would be changed to parentage, and many legal references in some sections, mother would be replaced with gestating parent, and father would be changed to non gestating parent, alleged parent, or simply parent, depending on the legal context. Okay, so this is, the governor hasn't said whether she'll sign the bill. When asked about it, she says she's not familiar with the measure and would review it. So they're trying to literally change. They don't want us to be called mother anymore. We can't be called the mother. We have to be called just a gestating parent. What? Do you know how that sounds? That sounds absolutely insane. This is insanity to me. All because this is because of LGBTQ rights and all this other stuff. Like, oh, no, no, no. Call me him, her, and they. Call me multiple people, even though I'm one person. Call me him and her and they and them. And this is some dumb shit. This is dumb. I hope that this bill does not get signed at all. So, I mean, how did the trans community get this much power to do this to heterosexual people and try to change mother and father? Like, they can't be serious. Please, they need to get help. Everybody needs to get help. This is insane.
North Carolina representatives Kidwell and Moss are sponsoring the House Bill 1232 that states that women can be murdered for being on birth control. I thought it was fake too until I looked it up. Let's look it over together. They're proposing that life starts at fertilization, when the sperm meets the egg, not conception or implantation, when the egg is nuzzled securely into the uterine lining and actually starts to form an embryo. According to these two men, it is a matter of undisputable scientific fact that a distinct and separate human life begins at the moment of fertilization, and as such that new human life is recognized by the state as an individual person. And if you use something like the IUD, which stops implantation, you could be held accountable for attempted murder. And anyone who suspects that you might be trying to stop implantation has the right to defend that unborn life with deadly force on yours.
You know what's interesting to me? Why are people in politics so concerned about women giving birth, but they're not concerned with the e-files? They're not concerned with finding missing children. I don't see any of them going hard to punish rapists and give them the execution. I don't see them trying to find these thousands upon thousands of missing kids. It's very weird to me, this obsession over women giving birth. They probably think, well, we need the supply. We need the supply to keep being made of young girls to have. That's why we need this supply. If y'all stop having kids, who we gonna go to and grape or try to get with? I'm like 60. I want a 25-year-old wife. If you don't make these babies, how I'm gonna pick a 25-year-old wife to marry if you won't have no kids? Crazy, crazy. Hopefully this bill doesn't get passed. This was crazy to me. This happened, I believe, in London, England, in Birmingham. A mother of three women who drowned also, okay, also died by drowning. So three women recently drowned. They were sisters, and their mother also drowned too. She drowned 16 years ago at the park, and now her three daughters also drowned and in the same area. This is insane. Insane. Someone had to do it because this just doesn't make any kind of sense at all. This doesn't make any kind of sense. What? The family of three sisters found dead in the sea near Brighton have revealed that their mother also died by drowning years earlier. She was 36 years old. No, the sisters, Jane, 36, Christina, 32, and Rebecca, 31. All three of them were discovered in the water. All three of them drowned, the sisters. What? Relatives describe the sisters as quiet and very close, rejecting online speculation about their deaths. They believe the women may have traveled to the Sussex coast to honor their mother, who drowned in a lake 16 years ago after struggling with mental health issues. So their mother drowned 16 years ago at a lake in the same area, and now all three of her daughters in their 30s all ended up dead, drowned in the sea in the same area. Oh, hell no. No, no, something about this doesn't add up. Something about this is not right. Things like this just don't happen like this. Things like this just don't happen. I don't know who that man is in that picture. That's probably their dad. How does something like this happen unless maybe they had a pact? Maybe they were sad about it and had a pact that they would drown together just like their mother. I mean, crazy shit like this does happen, y'all. I mean, I'm just trying to think what it could possibly be, you know? Yeah, yeah, a pattern. This is crazy. I want there to be an investigation because maybe there's cameras around or something because this just don't make any damn sense. They said they were going there to honor their mother and then all three of them end up dead in the sea too. Mm-mm. No, 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 no. No, especially if they knew they couldn't swim. It's not like they would jump in the water knowing that they can't swim. So I don't know if it was a pact. I don't know if somebody related set them up. I don't know, but something's missing from this story that don't make no kind of damn sense. But rest in peace to them. I hope that they find out what happened. So, okay. Hold on.
So don't even come in this direction. Your pops is not paying for the wedding. If so, we have a great future ahead of us. You guys keep dealing with these women who dad's not paying for the wedding. That's why you're stressed. She's not taken care of already. So now you had to take care of someone else's daughter. I want a girl who's already good. And the way to know that, her pops got the money for the wedding. High value women and dads got the money for the wedding. You don't got to pay for the wedding. Her dad's supposed to be rich already, saving you to work.
he going to say this as a black man, knowing full damn well that the average black woman doesn't have a daddy? I mean, some do, but a significant amount don't. And even if you do have a father, most of them don't have any money, a good portion of them. So he says that you are a high value woman if your father can pay for the wedding. Traditionally, your parents are supposed to help pay for that wedding, but in many cases in the black community, there's no money. There's not enough money that doesn't happen a lot. Um, so he says he'll only marry a woman if her father is paying for the wedding. I want a woman who comes from a soft life. Trust fund baddies, he said. I just feel like, how can you say that as a black man, knowing that's not the average black woman's reality? Like he knows it's not. So, I mean, it would be great to kind of get the dad involved. Like, yeah, traditionally you should know you have to help pay for the wedding. So go get you a second job or whatever and do this for your daughter. That's what you want to see. But he's saying that he's not dealing with a woman if your father is not paying for that wedding. So, what do y'all think about that? Mr. Universe says he's not a man. Yeah, like he should pay for it if the father is not around, the father is broke. I mean, like I said, it could motivate the daddy to get up and try to get some money up to help your daughter, as you should, as her father. But I don't like when black men say stuff like this because they know the situation for a huge amount of black girls when it comes to have a father or a good father or a father that has money. Like, come on. Oh, Van Veer says he's just letting white women know he wants them without saying it. Okay, he should say that in front of other races of men. I mean, they would probably agree because I don't know, but other races of men help pay for their daughter's wedding. But in the black community, that doesn't happen all the time. I mean, some in some cases we might all work together to pay for the wedding, but not just all on the dad if he's broke or he's not around type of thing. So, I mean, I'm not saying all black dads are broke, but y'all know what I'm saying. Y'all know damn well. Y'all know exactly what I'm saying. So, all right. So, look, everybody, that is it. That is it for today's video. I have enjoyed talking to you. This is so much fun. I am 1 hour right on the dot, 1 hour and 2 minutes. So, um, mm, 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 mm. This was fun. I love my photos. I love having, a little blast to the past with these photos. This is out of the Hair magazine. Y'all remember when Hair magazines was everything? They don't even make the Hair magazines no more like that. Not that much. I mean, there might be, I haven't seen a Hair magazine in a minute, but we remember always looking through them. So, um, okay, I'm looking in the comments section. I absolutely love talking to y'all. This is so much fun. And this was a surprise one again, y'all. You never know. I might even have one 4 o'clock in the morning one day. You never know. So, this was good just to see what's going on in the country, in the world. And I will talk to you all later. Love you all. Love you too. Thank you so much, everybody. You all have a good night. Now go to bed. Take your melatonin, sip on something to drink, and go get in your bed and tuck in. All right. Bye, everybody.